Thank you for watching Snack and Learn, hosted by Pam Pryor.
We are
Cursing.
ready.
Okay, all right. Just be myself.
Absolutely
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody. We are, as you can probably tell, bursting onto the scene live here, continuing a conversation we just started to have. Because as I'm talking to you, what I'm hearing is this is a great story that we really want to share. So, folks, first of all, welcome back. I appreciate your hanging out while we took a little pause from Snack and Learn. So I went and got my bionic knee put into my right knee. And I'm 3 weeks post surgery now, so we're getting back on with the Snack and Learns because I have missed them desperately. And I'm so excited to have Stephanie McPherson on with us today. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about her, but then I want to jump right back into what we were talking about, because not only are we going to get a lot of great information about fun ways to eat for people like me who think that if you're eating healthy, it can't be good tasting. But I want you all to hear a little bit of Stephanie's story, though. So let me give you just the formal introduction. Stephanie McPherson, aka Stephanie McPherson. So Stephanie McPherson has a bachelor's in biology and is a certified IIN health coach, and also works on behaviors and motivators, high performance life and mindset coach. So she has 2 more certifications for coaching. She's also the creator and host of the Empowered Conversations podcast, and she has her own cooking show. And I love this, the I can't even say it, DeFaRekinLicious,
Yeah.
which I love. Upon realizing in her early 20s that kind of the typical young person diet that had tons of sugar, processed food, was really starting to cause some really undesirable consequences, she went on the journey to transform her body by learning about good nutrition and exercise. And about the same time, like a lot of us in our 20s, she was really questioning what her real purpose was. And at that point, she discovered the book, The Empowered Mind. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that when we get to chatting here. But by working through the exercises in that book, she realized that she didn't just want herself to get healthy, but she had a real passion for inspiring others to get healthy and to do it in a way that's happy and makes them really thrive in their lives. So for now over 26 years, which you'll never believe by looking at her, Stephanie's been committed to the practice of self-exploration and personal growth. She really gets what these challenges are, that this kind of commitment to excellence that we have, a lot of us in every aspect of life, can bring, because she's been through her own disappointments, her own challenges, a lot of tumult, had the rug pulled out from under her. Anybody sound familiar? And she realized that her mindset and her heart set were the keys. They're the keys to not giving up and really letting life happen. So since all of that has jumbled together, her passion is really to empower and inspire others to be able to be that same best version of themselves through really looking at themselves and their lives. She believes in living life on purpose, which I know so many of us do in this group. So what I would love you to do, Stephanie, is just give us sort of the abbreviated version of how you got to where you are, because you described something before we went live that I think a lot of us have faced. And I'd love for you to describe the physical feeling that went with it and how it kind of came together.
So specifically, guys, what Pam is referring to is I was telling her about back in 2020. Like, I had been a certified health coach since 2016, certified life mindset, behaviors and motivators, coach since 2016, had my cooking show since 2016. But I've held a lot within my heart and my soul. And there's an echo. I hear like an echo or something.
Yeah, I'm going to mute, but I don't think it's coming from here, but I'm going to go ahead.
I've got everything turned off. So back in 2020, again, like, I was just describing, I had all, I had all these things, but there was something I felt that I was playing, like my friends and people who know me through Facebook. I mean, they may think that I was playing like, oh, Stephanie's crazy. She's wide ass open. She's just, woo. And I am, but I felt like I was playing small. And it was this energetic block. It's like I was describing to Pam. It's like a feeling of this energetic block that sliced right down the middle of me from head to toe. And that was the physical feeling. I knew that I wanted to come to the world with all that I was really
More.
holding, but I didn't know what the energetic block was. And I decided in 2020 that I was going to go on a me, myself, and I vacation all by myself. And what that means is I had never, like, I've done things by myself, but never have I traveled and gone on vacations, gone to places by myself, like by choice. It was always friends or family. And I'm like, no, there's just something I feel like I need to do this. And a good friend of mine gifted me his home for like 9 days. I went down there, and y'all, everything that I needed. I just spent alone time. Like, yeah, my soulmate best friends, like, they all live in Myrtle Beach, most of them, but I didn't see them to the end. Like, I was alone for 6 days, and whatever, and I don't even know what the energetic block was. I can't tell you, but all I know was that, boom, like an explosion out of me, I felt the release. I felt this physical release, this emotional, spiritual release. And the soon thereafter, all the stuff, like, I enveloped myself. I found myself within this community of people, which has now led me to Pam Pryor.
And we're so glad.
A huge community of people that were like-minded and heart-minded, like-minded, and empowered. My podcast, Empowered Conversations, was born. I've been writing an autobiography for going on 6 years now.
Oh, I love it.
Complete a couple more chapters, and then and then last year I did the same thing. I went back to the beach, had another me, myself, and I, and just more and more has blossomed. And I feel like it's so important, like this alone time, because I'm a people person. I don't like to be alone.
I bet you it's hard for you,
girl. I don't like to be alone unless I'm taking a poop. or like sleeping, and I don't want any noise. But like I love the energy of others, and it's not like it's not like a need, but it is kind of a need. I love people. I love people.
Yeah.
And, so again, all this stuff that I felt like I was holding on to, I had all these ideas of the message I wanted for the world, the impact that I want to make on the world. And I wasn't doing it where I was. And
I love the description you have of kind of feeling like there was a steel barrier cut through you, because you felt full and like you were living large, but in half of you is what it sounds like. That is like one of the best kind of analogies for what it feels like when we're not living as large as we want to. Like, one of the questions that I often have when I'm talking to people or talking to my mentors is, how do you know when something is a nudge from the universe to, do something different versus, you trying to find a distraction? And, the answer kind of is, and it sounds like when you went to Myrtle Beach and that thing just lifted, it flooded, and it was literally like lifting a floodgate.
Right. And,
that is awesome.
And I guess I'll just tell your audience, I've only told one person, but I just went on another me, myself, and I vacation like 2 weeks ago. I had other friends gift me their home, and all of a sudden, y'all, I'm telling you, all of a sudden I'm home and I'm watching something, and I'm like, I have a new idea coming up in the fall for a new podcast type show. And it's going to be Ask Stephanie. And it's going to be like a real raw, people calling in, being on the show, having, with whatever life situation. And it's like just real raw.
Here's the real stuff.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, we will keep an eye out for that. When that thing launches, you got to let us know, because I'm betting you have a lot of good call-in folks from our group for sure.
Yeah, super excited.
That is awesome. So I want to jump in, though, because I want people to know what you do and how you do it. And there's a promise you make that I love, because I've always found this difficult. And you coach people who are kind of convinced that healthy food is tasteless and time-consuming. Right. And you show them that that's not true. So tell me a little bit about how you got into this specifically, and then what it is, what are a couple tips you can give people who might be feeling that way today?
Well, Pam, first off, when I first started this health and wellness journey back when I was like 20, 21 years old, food was tasteless. It was grilled chicken, tuna, vegetables. I mean, like the blandest of the bland, but I was dedicated to the result that I wanted. So I was able
Got
to
it.
be steadfast on the path. So within a couple of years of being on this journey, this health and wellness and physical fitness journey, and then all of a sudden start to envelop myself into the personal growth and self-awareness journey, I also, and that was through the Empowered Mind, like you mentioned the book, y'all.
Yep.
This was the book that transformed and I wouldn't say changed my life, but sent me on a trajectory based upon my wants and my why and my desires. And soon thereafter was when I ran across a Cooking Light subscription. And through a multi-year subscription to that, I just taught myself how to make and create healthy food deliciously, because my best friends that I've known for 30 years will tell you, yeah, Stephanie's food was, it didn't taste that good in the beginning, but now it's scrumptiously delicious. My cookbook, instead of reaching back there,
Yeah, hold that on up here.
yes, DeFaRekinLicious.
All right, I've got it.
And it's healthy is delicious. Y'all, my
I love
cookbook
it.
is filled. My cooking show that I started in 2016, when I literally within a month or two of becoming certified as an IIN health coach, I had this, I want to be on the Food Network. My desire, one of my
Okay, that's your
goals,
vision.
Oh yeah. And it's
Love
about bringing the niche. Like I watch Food Network and I ache to be on the Food Network. I ache to be a part of the family of the people that are the hosts and the co-hosts of the shows on the Food Network. And what I'm doing that's unique is I'm bringing a niche. Yes, they make healthy recipes. They have healthy, a show that might be dedicated to an episode of a show that might be, oh, we're eating healthy. But the niche of healthy and delicious food brought with a flavor of fun. Like it's all, I mean, I want to I'm entertaining. My show, DeFaRekinLicious, is funny. It's silly. My friends come on. We dress up. We act like big honking goobs. I get teased a lot.
I love it.
But yeah, I mean, I'm like, this is my chicken piccata. And chicken piccata does not usually typically call for tomatoes, asparagus, and roasted peppers and onions, but that's what I've added. There's still the flavor of the white wine and the ghee and the lemon and the capers that, and it's so good.
That's
so good.
awesome.
Yes.
That's amazing, because that's the kind of thing. And now, but is it easy to make? Right?
Yes. And I'm actually going to be teaching a cooking course that starts August 1st.
Hang on. Yep.
12-week virtual cooking course every Monday, starts at 6:30. You will get a free hardcover copy of DeFaRekinLicious.
Oh my gosh.
Emailed the recipe of the week. It's virtual, and you'll be on with me, and I will be instructing, each week's dish. Plenty of engagement, plenty of ask me questions, talk to me, ask me anything, even if it's like something about like a life tool or a mindset tool. And every week, the person who engages the most, whether it's asking questions or whether it's just commenting, talking, will wins the Goobalicious Award, which is,
I love it,
a free health coaching session with yours truly.
I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. Well, folks, I'm scrolling the link across the bottom here, so you can grab that. It's a nice, easy bit.ly link. And then basically it starts August 1st. Did I get that right?
Yes.
And it goes for 12 weeks, and people will learn how to cook not only healthy food, but good food.
Yes.
And have fun while you're at it. I'm picturing Carol Boston's cocktail parties.
Oh my God. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I love that. Boston. What do you, so is it teaching people to cook that you're focused on now? Do you also have one-on-one clients for like overall coaching?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. So I consider myself, Pam, to be honest, at the end of the day, I'm a mindset and life worthiness coach, because you can, I love the analogy. I came up with this analogy a few years ago, and I wrote a blog post about it called the stop sign. So I think, so when you reach a stop sign, whether you're Pam, whether you're me, whether you're Joe, whether you're Tom, Sally, Sue, Mary, or little 5-year-old Billy Bob, then it means to stop when you get to the stop sign. Okay. Just knowing it means to stop means absolutely nothing if you run it. Okay. So the running of the stop sign or the stopping at the stop sign is a mindset. So what I do with my clients is I help them like dismantle, number one, limiting beliefs, dismantle whatever their energetic blocks may be through a series of empowered questions, self-developing, self-aware questions of why they're making certain choices. Are they choosing to run the stop sign or are they choosing to stop?
Got it.
So, and it's like, so the epiphanic moment is, it's okay, I know kale is healthier than McDonald's, but why? Oh, but I can make an excuse. I can make an excuse after excuse to get something to get fast food or to pop some crap in the microwave or to just open up a box and not read labels. I can make excuse after excuse after excuse, but then my health is suffering. So I say you're investing in yourself, or you are paying the doctor, maybe paying for prescription drugs. So many of my clients want to get off metformin. They want to get off their high blood pressure medication. They want to get off. Well, what was the mindset that created the action and behavior that created what they're suffering or enduring? So we got to switch that to where now they're addicted, because we're all brainwashed and hypnotized by the way in which we carry out our everyday. Well, you want to be brainwashed and hypnotized by new habits that are going to create what you want, which is health, longevity, more when you feel better and when you look better, you love what you see when you look in the mirror, not about what somebody else is saying, but about what you like when you look in the mirror, how you feel.
I love it. It's interesting because I've quit a few things in my life. Like, so the big things that I've quit in my life, and it's interesting. I've noticed this every single time. Like, so there were three big ones I always needed to take care of. One was smoking, one was drinking diet soda, 6 to 10 cans a day, and the other is eating healthy. And I kicked smoking and then doubled down on drinking Diet Coke and eating. And then I quit Diet Coke and I doubled down on eating poorly. And it's like there's this one last thing, and there's some cross between mindset and just sheer stubbornness. Life is short, give me the drugs. And and it's like, it's just fascinating to me to watch my own mind work on this thing as I make the decision between, do I really want those Oreos or should I have the apple? I want the freaking Oreos.
Right. Yeah.
And, why does that get so much harder? Like, well, if I started Diet Coke and smoking again, could I quit food? Sure. So I know it's this matter of squeezing out the last, bastion of ill health. It's just a fascinating, there's so much mindset in this. I love the way you're integrated fully into addressing all of that.
Yes, absolutely. And when you're talking about, but see, you've already proven to yourself that you can push past, you can, that is real freaking growth. You've pushed past two of those things. So now it's about just pushing past this last thing. And it's not about never having Oreos, guys. It's about seeing like reward, like seeing, oh, I can have Oreos this week because rewarding yourself. Okay. And you call it a reward. Okay. It tastes, I love Oreos. One of my favorite desserts is a chocolate mint Oreo, like ice cream type of, like, from either Cookout or Dairy Queen. God, I love that kind of stuff. And it's okay to eat that every once in a while, but to see that as a reward, because what you're really doing when you are treating your body and you're being mindful and making intentional decisions, about what you're putting into your body and that it's healthy, it's like, what you feel so much better. And you're like, I'm going to allow myself this cheat treat. And then boom, right back. But see, you really are you've got a powerful mindset. So for you, it's just like, wow, like, look at the other thing that I did for myself.
So true. And the only problem with the powerful mindset is that it can also be very stubborn. And what I find interesting is exactly what you said. But the food thing is actually, I think, the hardest. This isn't an excuse. This is just a statement. Like, I mean, should be the easiest. I'm sorry, I got it backwards. Should be the easiest, because smoking, when you quit smoking, you don't feel better right away. It's
I can
years
imagine.
before you feel better. You definitely feel better, but it's years. When you quit Diet Coke, you don't feel better right away. There's nothing you notice until I
Okay.
started to notice I was replacing it with water like 3 months later, and I felt better. With food, if you just make the damn decision for a week, you
Oh,
feel better in a week, and then that can reinforce it. And it's almost
yes.
like I know that. And I'm like, I'll go a day, I'll go 2 days, and then I'll say, yeah, no, I'm just going to start with M&Ms and finish up with Oreos today. And it's a very
That's
strange,
hilarious.
it's self-limiting. And I
Right.
know I'm not the only one out there that does it with this. So I'm
Right.
so glad you're kind of out there coaching, because some of it's just accountability.
Right.
Some of
Yes.
it's, we won't kick
Accountability.
our own ass over. We won't let our family kick
Yes.
our ass because we'll yell at them for,
Right.
reminding us of
You
what we should be
cannot
doing.
coach your friends and family. No.
Bingo.
Yes.
Bingo. Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, this is exciting. I'm really glad you've got that course out there. So let's talk about this. If there were one thing that you were going to suggest that somebody could do tomorrow who's struggling with, with this eating issues, let's focus on that because we're coming up on the cooking course. And say, they're too busy to eat or they're too busy to grab healthy food. What is one thing that anybody listening to this, either live or on replay, could do tomorrow and start to change that pattern for themselves?
Okay. So it's not as easy as just saying there's one thing. I mean,
Okay.
it's because Pam, any habit, I don't care, even for myself, if I am to do something completely different than what I'm used to doing every doggone day, it's going to take a concerted, intentional effort. And that takes discipline and but here's the thing. What I would suggest is that why? Like okay, Pam, for you, let's just ask you,
Okay,
what
sure.
would you gain? What would you really gain at the end of the day? Put yourself in that reality of, I started my day and ended my day this entire week with with nothing but healthy food. There was no M&Ms, there was no Oreo cookies, there was no, I mean, I was mindful. Imagine what you would feel like physically, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's gonna clear your head. I mean, you're gonna be,
Well, yeah,
so
that's
much
the
comes
thing.
from, it's not just a physical thing, but like an emotional thing, balance of hormones, balances of the chemicals in your body, you sleep better. I mean, there's so many incredible, what happens now when you're sleeping better, when you're not waking up, or when you're not, or not, being able to not like fall asleep. Like,
Yep.
imagine. So this is what I do with my clients is, regardless of what it is that you want, why
I love that.
why do you want it? What would then happen? Like, okay, so it's not like one of my clients, I want to lose 30 pounds. Well, why do you want to lose 30 pounds? What's 30 pounds? Well, if I lose 30 pounds, I can fit into my skinny jeans, and my husband, oh, he loves my skinny jeans. So it's not about 30 pounds. It's about the reality that happens from her making, realizing like this is the reality that she exists in once she loses 30 pounds. It could be 10 pounds. It could be 100
I
pounds.
like that.
But
So it's really
it's
imagine what it is that you want to be doing differently
a
and how this
feeling.
gets you
Yeah.
there, or feeling differently, and then make the choice. So the first thing is to make the choice, and then I imagine keep the commitment. And that's the other thing to me, you get a week down the road. Certainly this was the case for me with smoking and drinking diet soda, is just doing it for a week and being able to say, hey, I kept my word to myself.
Yes.
That was worth its weight in gold. Because if you can
Yes.
keep your word to yourself on the hard things, then you're keeping your word to everybody else, and you're keeping your word to yourself on the easy thing. Everything kind of just starts to fall in line. So to me, it's as much the why, which I think is critical. And for me, it's just, get around easier, hop up on a stage instead of crawling up onto a stage, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Walk with the family when we're on vacations and keep up with them and not be tired at the top of this, all those things, right?
Yeah.
So I can visualize them. But even more than that is committing to something that I know is good for my longevity, and then being able to say, oh yeah,
Yes.
you kept your word. Because I'd never break my word to
Yes.
anybody else. I'd never do it.
Right. Right. You were
So
talking about that, I think when you came on Head to Soul, about
yeah,
how we, you don't break your word to other people? Why are you breaking it to yourself? Because
Yep.
because the more self-love, and self-love ain't some, bougie term.
Yes.
It's real, y'all. I
Yep.
can honestly say I love myself. Like, I love
Mhm.
myself. And it's easy for me to be myself, be authentic, not give a rat's
Yep.
ass, what people think. I live authentically. And, you know, but that becomes from where I learned in my 20s. I learned who I was. I learned
Yep.
what I wanted. I learned why. Most importantly, the why. The why is what drives. The why is what drives anybody to do whatever it is that they're doing. It's all about your why. What is your why?
Yep.
And you got to focus on, instead of making the excuse, oh, I'm tired or I don't have time. Because the more you choose healthy food, the more you choose to inundate yourself with some form of exercise routine, whether it's at a gym or whether it's walking or whatever, or whether it's doing online workouts, you
Yep.
start to have this energy and longevity. And people were like, well, Stephanie, you could get hit by a bus tomorrow. It's like, I don't live my life as though I'm going to get hit by a bus tomorrow. I live my life as though I'm never getting hit by a bus, and I might
Mhm.
live for a couple hundred more years. And I want
Yep.
that to
I
be as
love that.
quality of life as possible.
Yeah, I love that. And I tell you what really, really hit me, and I think it applies here, is your analogy about the being sliced in half. Like, I'm living
Yeah.
my full life in half of me, and
Yeah.
the other half is going, lose the damn weight. But the other half is the weight. So it's like that's a really good analogy for me, because it's like, I'm having a blast. I'm sleeping well. I'm doing all the things, but it could be exponentially
Fuck
better,
yes.
like
Yes.
exponentially better. And
Yes.
it's like we're almost afraid to know how good it can be, I think, in sometimes.
Whenever
Our subconscious doesn't know how to prepare for that.
what'd you say? Our what?
Our
Our what?
subconscious doesn't know how to prepare for that.
Y'all, and see, y'all, and that's okay. I'm glad you brought that up, because that is huge, 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 huge. I work consistently on dismantling, because we all have our own subconscious programs that are running,
Oh, yeah.
and regardless of what we say and we want, and so there, you have to dismantle those subconscious programs and reprogram with that which is going to enable you to take the action that's necessary to create the reality that you want and to have.
Yeah.
And everything is energy. Every single thing. It doesn't matter if it's this tissue, the air we breathe, the microphone, you,
The
me, every
thoughts we have.
particle, thoughts, everything is energy. And we've all had lives. We've all had, and that creates, a certain mindset.
Yep.
But if you want a different reality, you really have to, again, know why, and just be steadfast on the why. Like, I want to feel healthier. I want to play with my grandkids. I want more energy. I want to live as long as and healthy, and I want to get off all these medications. I want to quit having to go to the damn doctor all the time. I
Yep.
want to be healthy. And you have to just and it's baby steps. It's not about going from zero. I don't take my clients from 0 to 60 overnight, y'all. It's about
Yeah.
going from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to maybe 4. Then we
Yep.
go to 5, but then all of a sudden you're at 6, and you're going, holy cow, three's
It's
way
like
back
healing.
there.
It's like healing from a knee replacement. All of a sudden, you can't walk, you can't move, but then all of a sudden something happens in week 4, and you're like, oh, I'm walking again. I'm fine. And it's because of that repetition of the PT that seemed like it was going nowhere, walking like an
Yeah.
idiot, hanging onto
Yes.
walls. Yeah, and it just all of a sudden, and then it gets exponential. And the thing that's so
Yes.
interesting about us as humans, I think, is that we have example after example of this in all of our lives.
Yes.
And yet we don't rely on those wins. Those were different. That was lucky. That was then.
Yeah.
That was something else. Like, I have every excuse for every major success I've had. And I think we just tend to dismiss it as, oh, well, that was just a fluke. Now this is serious. That was a fluke.
But
What?
y'all, everything is a manifestation of an intention, whether it's subconsciously, running, or consciously. Everything, your entire reality, you are creating.
Yes.
And again, people are like, what? I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for that person
Yeah.
who was drunk driving. Okay, but I'm telling you that we are continuously creating our life. And when you come at the mindset and the heart set that you do have the power, doesn't mean that shitty shit ain't gonna happen, or
Right.
stuff is, you're gonna be like, what the fuck, how'd that happen? What? I didn't manifest, how could I have manifested that? But it's literally about being so intentional that most and the majority of what you experience,
Yep.
you can go, yes, I created that. Yes, I manifested that. And the self-power and the power. And again, my course, Empower Your Mind, Empower Your Life, my online course, it's about empowering your mind and your heart to, to realize that you do have the power to create whatever it is you really, 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 really want.
Yeah, it's so funny. I hate to keep stealing with stories, but you're making me think of this.
Girl, I love it. Please.
My wife and I met 30 years ago. We've been together ever since. And one of the things we said probably 20 years ago is we want to have a, nice 3-4 bedroom house, front porch, rockers on the front lawn. And when we're 60, we want to be sitting out there just rocking and chatting. Well, guess who's 60? Guess who has 2 Adirondack chairs on a front deck that just got redone this year? And I was sitting out there going,
yeah,
we made this happen. But then I dismissed it. It's it's just a fluke.
Girl, God,
But
oh my
we
God.
do that, right? We do that. It's just a fluke. It's a perfect example.
Yeah.
It's the house we imagined. It's the front porch we imagined. It's the weather we imagined. It's the damn chairs we imagined. They're just blue instead of red.
Yes, yes. Give yourself the permission to create what you want in life. And the fact that you just shared that story, Pam, and that you just had that epiphanic moment, like we were like a fluke. No, but it's not. You're sitting there telling me that it's not.
Yeah.
So let me tell you my dream. Okay. And it's on my vision board.
Well, Food Network for sure.
Well, the Food Network. Food Network. But this is like my dream home. I'm living in this custom design dream, like smart home on the lake, and my housewarming party. You're invited, Pam. You and your wife are invited. Everybody's invited. I am serious. And you ever seen the movie Old School?
No, I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, I'm silly. One of my favorite movies. It's about Vince Vaughn's in it, Luke Wilson, Will Ferrell. Anyway, and Snoop Dogg.
I forgot, but
okay, it's like 2003. Snoop Dogg. So these guys, they rent a house that happens to be in a zone, like a college fraternity zone. So they have this party, and Snoop Dogg is performing at the housewarming party. So I'm serious. I put this out in the universe. Snoop Dogg's on my vision board. He will be performing at the housewarming party. Whoop, whoop, and guy in the green hat.
I love it.
You've got to see the movie Old School. It's like an Animal House type movie, but it's 2003. Animal House, 2003 version of like an Animal House.
Animal House. I have to check that out. That sounds great.
Goofy ass movie.
That is so funny. But yeah, it's amazing. It sounds like, and then the thing I like about all of your background and all of your credentials, as much as I'm not a big credential person in this particular case, I love the way you bring it all together to help your clients. So I have really enjoyed that. I enjoyed this conversation. I think a lot of people have probably gotten a lot out of it. As people have questions when they watch on replay, they'll drop them in the chat. I'll make sure I tag you, Stephanie. But thank you so much for taking the time to share all this. How exciting. And folks, remember, August 1st, the link is right here. It's a bit.ly link, DeFaRekinLicious. DeFaRekinLicious. I love that. And it's going to be a cooking class over 12 weeks where you're going to learn how making this kind of healthy, wonderful food is actually easy, and you get a free cookbook thrown in with it. So Stephanie, when we get closer to that date, feel free to post about it in our group.
Absolutely.
We'd love to hear. We'll remind people about it. And thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for being
sign
here.
up now, because I'm going to be shipping your book, and that'll take a few days. So you want your book before the course starts.
There you go. Even better. Even better. Folks, sign up now. That sounds fantastic. All right, cool. Well, thank you, everybody. I hope you have a great Tuesday and the rest of the week goes well for you. And I'll keep healing this bionic knee. And by the way, Stephanie, if you don't do TikTok, you should. You're the perfect personality for it.
I know I've done a couple, but you're right.
Okay. Just saying.
Just saying.
Perfect personality for it. All right, everybody. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.